Okay, so one of the most common New Year's resolutions is personal finance. And in 2026, President Trump is helping Americans achieve this goal, promising larger tax refunds.
Big, beautiful bill, which President Trump signed on July 4th of 25. And what that did was it made the standard deduction larger. It lowered tax brackets. And how about this one? It raised the SALT deduction, which we were talking about just before, where people are moving out of New Jersey, New York, California. Those states will benefit most from this. The cap was 10,000. It's been raised now to 40,000. Of course, that's subject to income limitation.
Clip 1. For decades, the image was simple: a self-made billionaire who mastered the system. Someone who understood money instinctively and effortlessly. That was the brand promoted in books, television appearances, rallies, and speeches that often began with the phrase, "I'm very rich." But documents don't rely on image. They rely on numbers. When 6 years of corporate tax returns were released, court-ordered and approved by a federal judge after years of legal battles, they revealed something far more complex than the public narrative. The issue was no longer just about one man's taxes. It became a broader question about financial transparency, economic policy, and whether the public persona aligned with documented reality.
Some incredible results. It's like a different place. It's like a different city. It's the capital.
At the same time, the president celebrated a significant legal win when a New York appeals court overturned a civil judgment of nearly $500 million against him. The appellate panel was divided, but all 5 judges agreed the financial penalty imposed was excessive.
Had a victory today. You know, they stole $550 million from me with a fake case, and it was overturned. They said this was a fake case. It's a terrible thing, but that's a nice victory, you know? I mean, it's not bad.
Before examining the numbers, it's important to clarify. The analysis is based on public records, court filings, committee reports, and financial disclosures already on the record. When the House Ways and Means Committee obtained 6 years of corporate tax returns, 2015 to 2020, they reported major concerns. According to the filings, Trump-linked businesses recorded approximately $1.4 billion in losses over that 6-year period. Not a single bad year, but sustained multi-year losses. During that time, federal income taxes paid in 2016, $750. Federal income taxes paid in 2017, $750. In 10 of the previous 15 years, no federal income tax was paid due to reported losses offsetting income. Additional deductions included $26 million in consulting fees, $70,000 in hair styling expenses, nearly $100,000 annually in maintenance expenses at Mar-a-Lago. Critics argued that these figures showed a significant gap between the public image of financial success and the reported financial reality. Supporters argued the deductions were legal under U.S. tax law. Meanwhile, lenders had continued extending large loans, including from Deutsche Bank, raising questions about valuation methods and risk assessments. Clip 4. New York Attorney General Letitia James filed a civil fraud lawsuit in 2022, alleging that property valuations were inflated when presented to lenders and deflated when reported for tax purposes. Examples cited: Seven Springs property, valued at $56.5 million in loan documents, but $20 million in tax filings. Trump Tower triplex, listed as 30,000 square feet in loan documents, while actual size was approximately 11,000 square feet. Judge Arthur Engoron ruled there was sufficient evidence to support fraud findings prior to trial proceedings. Trump denied wrongdoing and described the case as politically motivated. Foreign business income and policy concerns. Financial disclosures also showed that Trump-linked businesses received up to $160 million from foreign governments and foreign-linked entities during his presidency. Reported figures included $58 million from the United Kingdom, $36.5 million from Canada, $24 million from Ireland, approximately $9.5 million each from India and Indonesia, about $7.5 million from Chinese business interests, Critics raised conflict of interest concerns, particularly when policy decisions overlapped with countries where business income was recorded. Supporters argued there was no proven link between business income and policy decisions. Supreme Court tariff ruling. In 2026, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Learning Resources Incorporated v. Trump that the executive branch did not have constitutional authority to impose certain revenue-raising tariffs without congressional approval. This ruling raised the possibility that previously collected tariff revenues could face legal challenges or refunds. Analysts warned that projected deficit reductions based on tariff income might not hold if refunds were required. Economic promises versus outcomes. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, officials promised that average American households would receive approximately $1,000 in additional tax refunds. However, analysis from policy groups suggested average projected increase, $331 to $748. Households under $100,000 income, average increase around $210. Households over $200,000 income, average increase above $2,000. Meanwhile, estimated tariff costs for households in 2025 were around $1,000 per year, potentially offsetting refund gains. The broader question. Individually, each issue, tax losses, fraud allegations, foreign income, tariff rulings, and refund projections, can be debated separately. Taken together, they present a broader question. Is there a sustained gap between public image and documented financial reality? Supporters maintain that the business strategies were legal and common among major corporations. Critics argue that consistent and transparent valuations are fundamental to financial integrity. The records are public. The court rulings are documented. The fiscal data is measurable. What remains is interpretation, and the political and legal consequences still unfolding. The numbers are filed. The courts have ruled. The rest of the story is still being written.